You are watching the Hawks Sports Network. We have a great matchup for you here. The Humber Hawks earlier today punched their way to the gold medal round. Now it's a matter of will Algonquin or Sheridan be the team that wins this game right here and takes on Humber in that championship game tomorrow. Should be a good one here. Sheridan is the number 9th ranked team in the country. Algonquin not far behind, number 11 in all of Canada for a men's collegiate soccer team. Should be a good one. We just are hot off the heels of a fantastic match in the previous game of our doubleheader. My name is Matt Hamill alongside Zach Benoit. Zach, what do you think we're going to get here with this second semifinal match of the day between two very good teams, East versus West matchup?
Yeah, I think it's going to be another just really back and forth game, just like we saw in that first game. I mean, these two teams ranking as well in the top 15, and it should be interesting to see, how they continue to roll on out here as we patiently await. Like you mentioned, the winner of this goes on to face the Humber Hawks in the gold medal match, and then the loser, well, they will be going on to face Seneca in that bronze.
So there's the look at the teams exchanging pleasantries at the outset of this one. There's our photographer Diego walking off to stage right.
Mightily walking off.
And so it's Algonquin in the white kits. On the other side, in the double blue, it's going to be the Sheridan Bruins. And so trying to stay warm here, Zach, right now at the Ontario Soccer Centre, the host pitch of today, the home field of the Humber Hawks, who found some friendly vibes here on their home field and were able to capture the earlier game today. And so the loser of this game will go on to play the Seneca Sting in the bronze medal game tomorrow. Winner playing Humber. But Zach, temperature-wise, quick weather update, 11 degrees, overcast skies. We have seen some very light rainfall, light showers today, but don't expect that to be much of a factor. Checking the weather radar right now. It's going to be a little cool, but some great weather for these fellas to go out and put on a show for us here in the semifinal.
For sure, and you've been talking about these two teams here while I'm anxiously getting set up here with rosters and everything. But when you look at, how the standings have gone for these two teams, while Algonquin, first in the East. They have been one of the best teams in the OCAA. They actually have the exact same record as the Sheridan Bruins. They both teams finished 7-1-2 on the year. And I mean, it's just going to be an absolute battle between these two teams, and can't wait for it to get underway. I think the key thing to look out for, Algonquin, they have a very potent offense, just like Humber did. Algonquin in the 30s when it comes to goals. 36, they were the second best team and when it came to offense. And then 9 goals against. For the side of Sheridan, 23 goals and 8 against. They are very two equally matched up teams, and it should be very interesting to see how this one ends.
So one last huddle for the boys to get on the same page there for Algonquin. Sheridan has already broken the huddle and are lined up, ready to roll. The OCAA second semifinal is moments away here on the Hawks Sports Network. Don't forget, tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, as we are going to be broadcasting the championship rounds. So it's the bronze medal game tomorrow on our Saturday, 12 o'clock. And then at 3 p.m., it's going to be a little bit of gold medal action. But this semifinal is now underway, and Algonquin with the early possession here.
Algonquin, they're trying to get back to their winning ways. The last time they were in contention for any medals was back in 2017, 2018 when they finished second. And that actually capped off a 3 straight years of finishing second place in the OCAA. Their last gold came all the way back in 2014 and 15. But partner, they were once the crown winners of the OCAA from 2004 to 2010. They were the gold medalists. They also won one national championship in that run as well. For the side of Sheridan, Sheridan finished second in 2018-2019 to the Humber Hawks, and it's been a very long time since the Sheridan Bruins have won gold. That happened all the way back in 92-93.
A player to watch, Zach, for this Algonquin team, number 17. He's got 9 goals on the season. So in a regular season of 10 games, he played in 9 of them and popped in 9 goals. So that's the kind of player that, yeah, averaging about a goal a game. So keep an eye on number 17, Jaden Mercure. Also on the Algonquin side, making some good contributions offensively. 6 goals and 4 assists for Gershom Depew.
Yeah, those two players really the kind of big two when it comes to offense for the side of Algonquin.
So some strong weapons for the team out of the nation's capital, Algonquin Wolves. On the other side of things, for Sheridan, you got a couple of weapons as well, but very well distributed scoring for this Sheridan team. But leading the way with 4 goals on the season, Ali Assad. And right behind him, there's a couple Bruins with 3 goals. But number 20, Assad, the leading scorer for this team in double blue here today. So we'll keep an eye on him.
For sure. And I think the thing to look at with Sheridan as well is, they might not have players that are scoring at a high pace, but they're also a team that doesn't allow a lot of goals. They were second in the league when it came to goals allowed, only trailing the Humber Hawks, who, I mean, it's going to be tough to keep match with them, where they only allowed 3. Sheridan only allowed 8. Scoring 23 times.
A little nifty play on the sideline there. It's going to be Sheridan throwing it in. And a good way to stretch the field there. So ball a little bit deeper in the zone now.
And in the first semifinals matchup, we didn't really see kind of anything pick up in the first little bit. It was more so really just, the two teams feeling each other out, trying to get a sense of urgency. And then, once that we got closer to halftime, we saw the speed, we saw the pace pick up. And I have a kind of sneaking suspicion we're going to see something similar here in this one, because these two teams, they're even closer nationally ranked.
Yeah, evenly matched game. I mean, you talk about the disparity between the national rankings between Humber and Seneca. Humber in the previous game coming in ranked number 1 in the nation, whereas Seneca's number 15. But that, on paper, that disparity didn't really amount to much. That was a very close game. Humber with that championship DNA on display, able to close out and earn their way to the gold medal game. Is it going to be their OCAA rival, the Sheridan Bruins? You look across a couple different sports in that very hotly contested rivalry. It's maybe no more than the basketball rivalry between the Sheridan and Humber men's teams, but perhaps it's going to be an East versus West final if Algonquin can make it through. As a little misplay there will leave that ball up, and not happy with himself is Jaden Mercure.
And, I mean, Algonquin and Humber, they are no strangers of one another. They battled each other for gold in the OCAA from 2013 all the way to 2017.
Yeah, partner, it's a lot of history on that side. There's a look at the starting keeper for the Algonquin Wolves. They made the trip in from the Ottawa area, the 613. Algonquin is going to be going with Nicholas Perry, a second-year player, standing 6'2".
We always talk about jerseys and jersey colors. Algonquin, they have a nice blend between that white, black, and that kind of neon, limeish green. some cool colorways to see. And then the double blue, obviously, it's kind of a staple point for the Bruins.
Little collision there around midfield, no whistle. Good fighting for the ball right now. Sheridan retreating back. And Sheridan's starting keeper in this game, Nicholas Siglarski, he boots it away.
Working around here again, it's just been a feeling out process early on in this game between these two teams. Sheridan now, they look like they're trying to have a rush on the far left wing.
And that's a quick strike there, and a heads-up save made by Nicholas Perry. Goodness, there's a quality opportunity just around that 6-minute mark here.
And if you're curious of how these two teams got to this point in the Final Four, well, it all started with Sheridan taking on St. Clair back on October 16th. And Sheridan, they won that 2-0. Then they proceeded to go play Durham on the 19th, and they won that one, a 1-0 affair. For the side of Algonquin, they took on Fleming, and they won that one 6-0. Then they would take on Fanshawe and win it 2-1. And we have it set up here where we've already seen the Humber Hawks taking over against the Seneca Sting in the first half of games here on the 25th. And well, we're just patiently waiting to see who's going to be going to gold, who's going to be fighting for bronze. But nonetheless, I mean, we've just been treated with such good action all season long, and it's probably the best time of year for sports when you think about it.
So, Zach, early chance for the Bruins with the Algonquin keeper standing tall here.
Yeah, diving to his right, making a good save. You highlighted him earlier, and he's already making a contribution. We saw great saves in that first game, some key saves for the side of the Seneca Sting. And it just kind of shows, you know, if you have a good goaltender, sometimes they can almost steal you games.
And that'll trickle out of play, and it's going to be on Algonquin in their own zone, pinned a little deep, trying to work their way out.
Just kind of listening to the teams talk, the coaches, they're saying you just got to have communication. And they're being very vocal with the players on the pitch.
On that far side. And going to get across the midfield area now, as looking for Algonquin to maybe strike back with a quality chance of their own. A little bit of players coming together there. Now back on that near side. Good pursuit for Sheridan. Zion Peters, he's going to almost get it right back, but his teammate put it just out of reach.
To me, I'm like,
all right, so we're going to be getting a free kick here. Now this is from way downtown, but we'll see if Sheridan can convert this into a little bit of action. Some nice fall colors in the background here as it's a chilly Friday afternoon. And it's up high. And the header was connected on for the Algonquin team. That's going to roll out for a corner kick now, so we'll see if maybe this is an improvement in position.
Kind of surprised that the Algonquin defender, number 15, just kind of let that roll out. Bilingiro.
Well, it was potentially a consequential miscue there, but we're going to have a corner kick now on the opposite side.
It was Claude Bilingiro who was running after the ball and then elected just to let it roll out. I guess he might have thought it would have been a throw-in on the side, but no. Sheridan, they're still going to threaten with the corner here.
And it's up and cleared once again with a Algonquin header. Up high in the box. Ball bouncing around, and the defenders for the team from Ottawa clear it out.
Algonquin, their defense holding on strong here. We're seeing some good play out of them. The good clear attempt was by Oscar Forward, number 12 in white. Just got that out of trouble for his team.
So on the near side here. Looking for a little lane in the middle now. A little bit of space to work with. Algonquin push it in, but the keeper is there to shut it down. And Seglarski able to get the play going here as the keeper plays it up.
Yeah, Nicholas Seglarski just comes out, stays patient, stays calm, and does a good job right there for his side. As now Sheridan, we're threatening, but here come Algonquin once more, and looks like that played off the back foot of Jaden Mercure.
So the head coach of this Sheridan team is Alex Ligori, and for Algonquin, Angus Wong. So those are the two at the helm for these respective teams.
Yeah, just about 12 and a half to 13 minutes into this one, and again, it's just been that feeling out process. I would grant it by probably around the 25-minute mark is when we'll start seeing either one team get a little bit more aggressive or possibly just open up the field more. But so far, it's been highly contested defense on both sides.
And a play from the keeper on the way. So softly played right here. Big clearing kick, trying to flip the field right now.
Good defensive play by Algonquin on the back line, trying to see who that is. Just can't see the jersey number at the moment, but went up there, made a good play to shut down any offense that Sheridan was trying to build.
A little bit of a risky play here as Sheridan making the wise decision to push it back, regroup. A couple of Algonquin players in hot pursuit, especially some dangerous weapons for Algonquin up front. We highlighted number 17, Mercure, but off the other way, it's Sheridan looking for a little bit of early game offense.
Whoa.
And teeing off on one, and that was a quality chance. It just sent high over the net, but Zach, there was some space to work with, and Sheridan uncorked a quick strike.
And that was Matthew Henkowski, the third-year player from my old high school partner, Philip Pocock Catholic Secondary School. Henkowski unleashed a howitzer of a kick right there.
Well, Zach, I mean, I'm going to be keeping an eye on number 14, Andrew, from my old high school, Andrew Shapilov from Holy Trinity High School in Oakville, Ontario. In his first year and getting the start today for the team in double blue.
And so far, it's just been back and forth. A couple good plays out of Alessandro Violo. He's had a really good job. He's done a really good job just playing in the back here on defense, kind of slowing things down for his squad. And a couple opportunities that he's single-handedly shut down against Sheridan.
Inside now, and looking like Algonquin poised to fire off a good strike of their own, but well cleared out by Sheridan, pushing Algonquin back a little bit. Algonquin's still hot on the case, but it's the Bruins on that far side gaining a bit of ground. Quick correction, the head coach for the Sheridan Bruins is Alex Oren.
Here's another look at the last opportunity for Sheridan. They set it up beautifully, and then Hankowski just unloads it just a little bit too high. Great view of it right here from the GoPro.
Yeah, goalie had to make a quick reaction there. That was set up and fired off so quickly. Now on that far side, a centering kick. The cross was well placed. It's going to bounce up high here. Algonquin has to be stout defensively, close out.
And again, how about that? Matthew Hankowski, he's in the fray once more. He's not giving up here. Sheridan, they are on the attack, and that one is launched, and I mean launched.
Good for 3 points.
After the OCAA career is done for number 14, Shapilov. He can think about going towards NFL for kicking, because that would have been right through the uprights.
Well, I know head coach Joe Moscato at that Holy Trinity program is in Oakville. Big fan of recruiting some soccer players into the mix for the field goal duties. On the far side now. Into the end now. Good movement, but offside will slow the roll of the Sheridan team.
Ali Assad, he was trying to get sprung right there by Shapilov. And that was a good opportunity right there, just a little bit too far offside. So Algonquin will get this kick, and they elect to just play it all the way back to the keeper, and they're going to kind of play this one slower. Olivier Langlois in net here.
And that's going to retreat back into the Sheridan end. And out of play.
Excuse me, it's actually Nicholas Perry. I was looking at the wrong side of our roster cards. As the keeper for Algonquin.
Well, Zach, we're used to doing games here where Humber is participating. But great to see these two teams, we mentioned, in the top 15 of the national rankings. So some great talent on the field. And we're going to wait to see who unleashes and strikes first to help their chances of getting to the gold medal round. No call there. I have to agree with the official.
Yeah, we always talk about the rankings and just, how teams are looking. Well, these two teams, Sheridan, they sit inside the top 10, while Algonquin, they're just outside. They're in that top 11. But these two teams, I mean, they are very, very talented. Don't take those numbers for anything less than you should.
Looking for a move inside. Sheridan well positioned defensively, but Algonquin still with it. Trying to push it back in deep. Nobody home there, but not a bad effort to push it in deep.
Just kind of taking a look back at all the standings of the nationally ranked over the season. Algonquin was actually ranked #1 overall earlier on. That was back in September, the week of September 24th. They were the #1 ranked team, and at the time, Sheridan, they weren't even in the top 15. So that just kind of shows how well Sheridan has played, progressing in the season. They'd then proceed to jump to 11th. They'd jump up to 10th. Sheridan up into 9th on October 15th.
So Sheridan facing a little bit of pressure right now as they try to march up the field, finding an open lane here.
Shapilov just couldn't get around the defender there.
They're going to come back on the near side looking for some open real estate.
This is what we typically see Humber do a lot in their games, is just spread out the field, spread out the opponents. That's exactly what Sheridan's trying to do. You can see right there an opportunity, but it runs a little bit offside. But again, nonstop, that's a really good attempt and attack. Two substitutions, or excuse me, one substitution coming on. Looks like it's going to be Ali Sultan coming on.
For Algonquin Rose at the 22nd minute. Stepping out is number 15, Claude Filingero, and coming in is number 9.
There you see coming in with a little bit of pep in his step is number 9, Ali Sultan. So Ali has checked into the game. Good passing, looking for some space to work with. Algonquin now with a little bit of a forward movement there, denied by the Sheridan defense. And we'll have, looks like a little bit of some injuries to contend with here for a member of the Algonquin side.
Aiden Mercure, that's down right there. Nope. Trying to see which player, the jersey number 13. My apologies.
Yeah, Jacob Toast, and he's taking a little bit of extra time and some assistance. Still down, but having a congregation with the member of the training staff.
Well, again, we're in the 23rd minute here, and this is just, you know, might not be as fast-paced as the last semifinal game we watched, but time's still going by pretty quickly here in this one, too. When you're looking at not that many stoppages, this is probably the first long one we've seen in the entirety of this match, but again, this is what we kind of expected to see between two teams that are just so talented, nationally ranked, not only just in the OCAA.
In the middle area. Cleared out as Sheridan making a little bit of a push here into the Algonquin zone.
Looked like that was Vivolo again. Alessandro making the play. Number 8 in white. He's been so good defensively so far for Algonquin.
Good job to get ahead on it, but the keeper was all over it to swallow up that ball. Handed right back to Algonquin, who are going to do a little retreating right now, regroup. And a clearing kick, looking for some space with Algonquin's leading scorer, Jaden Mercure, on the job.
They were trying to spring him, they just couldn't. The defense was all over Mercure.
Yeah, tied for the lead on his team in shots, but leading the Algonquin squad with 9 goals. He's also got 5 assists. That's the most on his team.
Just a good offensive player for the Algonquin Wolves.
With those 9 goals, Mercure is second in OCAA scoring. Goal scoring, I should say.
Going up again, Jacob Toast right there, the left back, making another strong play. Richard Stewart coming in here. And we got the cheering section for the Bruins making some noise over there in the stands. We heard Algonquin's cheering section. They got pretty loud during the pregame. Got a shout out from the PA announcer.
Thrown in, seeing if Sheridan can cook something up in tight.
Coming out was number 12, Zion Peters, and coming in is number 24, Richard Stewart.
Moving back a little bit. So well into this first half, and we've seen not yet a goal popped in.
Throw in for the Bruins right here. And like you said, Matt, no goal has been scored as of yet, but this is also what we saw in the first semifinal game as well. It'll be a quick throw in here, Algonquin. They're trying to turn the corner, turn and burn, that is. But this has been a big year for the side of Sheridan. We already kind of touched on it, where they've been ranking nationally, but also, again, when you look back at medals over the years, they haven't gotten a gold medal since 1992-93 season. It's been a long drought for them there. They've had a couple opportunities for it. Their latest was coming back in 2011-2012, but they lost to the Humber Hawks that year.
Good movement and well-positioned Ottawa defenders helping to close that down. A little love shown between those two players. No hard feelings. The official will still take the time to have a word. And looks like we have laid down the law, and a kick on the way from the Algonquin keeper, Nicholas Perry. Sheridan doing some tight passing in their defensive zone around midfield. And the whistle will go against Sheridan as 2 players come together and both hit the turf.
So I wanted to dive a little bit more deeper into Sheridan's kind of winnings, and they like I mentioned, they haven't won a gold since 92-93, but 2014-2015 they finished 3rd in the OCAA. They also hosted the CCAA National Championship, and they won it. So they've won a gold, but it was the national level back in 2014 when they hosted it.
And good chances there, but Algonquin not able to fire anything off there, but got in real tight. Still with some offensive pressure. The Wolves now give it away. And Sheridan clearing it into the stands.
Somebody's going to go home with a lucky game ball. I guess not. They throw back on the field.
We had another, the second time today, we've had a brief moment of 2 soccer balls in play.
Still got to find the rule where it tells me only one is allowed.
You show me where in that rule book it says you have to use 1 ball. I'm just kidding. That's probably on page 1.
It's probably on the cover.
It's implied.
So Sheridan, they won their national championship in 2014. Algonquin, the last time they made it to won a national championship was back in 2006. But to follow that 2006 season in 07 and 08, they went back-to-back silver medals. So again, this Algonquin Wolves soccer program is a really, really good one.
So is that goal kick on the way? Over 30 minutes have transpired. You know, we saw a scoreless first half in our first semifinal, Zach. Humber ultimately not wasting any time in the second to get that go-ahead goal. And that was just one of many dramatic moments in that second half and overtime that culminated in a Humber overtime win.
Watch it down here. Algonquin, they're trying to push the pace here. They've been in control the last couple of minutes. A lot of opportunities going their way, just can't find the back of the net as we enter into the 30th minute, or 31st, I should say. Taking over the far side. Throw in, it looks like it'll go towards the Wolves. Quickly thrown in, and Algonquin trying to pick up where they've left off. Out throwing for the Bruins. A battle of the Bruins and the Wolves, or in other words, the Bears and the Wolves.
Not a bad animal matchup. Of course, with the
Humber
Humber Hawks, we're normally focused on the Battle of the Birds.
I guess this one would be the Battle of the Predators.
Just
the way you're looking at it. Top of the food chain.
Gnarly woodland creatures.
Yeah. Top of the food chain, and they're both respective areas. Categories. I was going to say chains again, but that just didn't seem right.
Taxonomies. All right,
there
Zach, still looking for the opener here. Do we get a goal here in the first half to kind of set the tone? This game had to be delayed slightly in its start time due to the overtime frame that tacked on an extra 30 minutes in that Humber-Seneca game. Pushing in now, Algonquin's star scorer. Mercure will tip that out top. And a header is laid on it, and the official is going to blow that dead. Ooh, two players coming together, and you know, Zach, this cold weather kind of feels like sometimes those muscles maybe aren't as willing to stretch. You see maybe some more injuries, players going down, and in weather like this, looks like both guys are okay after that play.
Yeah, everything gets magnified just a little bit more when you have plays like that, and especially in cold weather.
Muscles are a little bit tighter. Everything seems to hurt a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
With that cold skin.
For some reason, that soccer ball just seems to get a little bit more, you know, stiffer when you're kicking it.
Zach, just looking at the OCAA past champions, handball is going to blow that dead. For Sheridan, yeah, in 2014, 2015, like you highlighted, I mean, it's kind of eye-popping where Algonquin won gold that year, Humber won silver, Sheridan a provincial bronze, and then added a national gold on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, remarkable stuff.
And that just shows, you know, if you're playing hot at the right time, you know, you can go on a run. And for Sheridan's case, thankfully, they were hosting that tournament, so they automatically got a bye into it. And I believe when you look nationally that year, I don't believe, yeah, they didn't. So Algonquin didn't even finish in the top 3 that year. They won in the OCAA, but when it came to the CCAA, Sheridan was actually the ones that took the crown. Algonquin didn't even podium.
Well, both teams we're looking at here, a chance to podium. One of them will earn a shot at gold against the Hawks. The other will take on the Seneca Sting, a Seneca team that won bronze last year. And their best result, the team from Seneca, will be a bronze, but they would have some tough competition with either of these teams. Some good soccer teams that we've seen make it to the Final Four here in the OCAA. Algonquin with the centering kick. Defenders for Sheridan all over it. But turned over here, little misplay. Can the Bruins recover?
Looks like they'll get the free kick. And they work quickly. The Bruins are trying to get on the board right here, but again, the defense settles things down for Algonquin. It's just been a defensive battle, to say the least, between these two to start the game.
Sheridan's defense just gonna boom it. Mercure not able to handle that pass. It was just a little too high. His teammate didn't quite give him a chance to corral that, get a step into the offensive end.
A lot of contact on that challenge there, but no call by the ref.
Yeah, you heard a little harumph out of the Sheridan player who took a little shoulder. Now here's Algonquin in a dangerous spot, but as you can see, Bruins defenders all over that play and able to close out and clear it out.
Pretty evenly contested so far. You know, neither team kind of giving an inch. It's been a good matchup.
Playing it back on the near side to T-Sean Taylor. Good movement. Gershom Depew. Inside and well cleared. That was very close. And heads up defensive effort by Sheridan to keep this a scoreless game.
A lot of noise being made here by these fans.
You got to give a shout out to all the fans out here cheering on these teams on a chilly October day. Late October. Corner kick is in. It ricochets off a few domes and clears out of the zone. But Zach, you got to show some extra love to the Algonquin Wolves fan making the trip. This fan base. Close chance there, and another crack at it. Look out, this is the most dangerous weapon for the Wolves, and he just puts it high. And all those fans from Algonquin that drove all the way down from Ottawa, love to see that type of play from number 17, their leading point scorer on the season. And you see a little body language frustration there as he sends it just a little high there, Zach.
Yeah, he was hoping to get on top of that just a little bit more. He had a good angle of it. A cut back created some good space for himself, but just couldn't finish that attempt. But granted, it's been Algonquin that have been the team that have had the most opportunities. Sheridan, they've been battling to say the least, but for the most part, offensively, Algonquin has been dominating it.
And as we head into the last little bit here in the first half, you know, I'll say it again, those last few minutes of the half, if you can pop one in, it is such a game changer. Huge window right now, and the ball just getting away from the Sheridan attackers. My goodness, Zach, that was a dangerous opportunity.
Yeah, it was Shapalov and Hankowski, the two players at the top of the box trying to work right there. There was a couple of fancy footwork coming out of the young man in Andrew Shapalov. Almost had an opportunity, just couldn't stretch it out. The defense for Algonquin holding strong. That might have been the best one we've seen from the side of Sheridan so far today.
So we're past the 40-minute mark now.
I'm going to try my good guessing ways of extra time here.
Let's hear it, Zach. You've been pretty on point today, I must say.
I want to say...
How much extra minutes are getting tacked on? 2 minutes.
2 minutes extra time. It's been pretty back and forth, to say the least. We only had that one minor stoppage, I should say, of play for the injury. Other than that, it's been really back and forth. No team has shut down, tripped up their midfield, and they're going to work quickly. Hankowski working it to the left side.
You heard it, folks. Zach has spoken. 2 minutes. He predicts will be added. Let's see if you can continue taking his predictions to the bank. And if he's correct on this one, maybe we'll start to get some picks for the football games on Sunday from my broadcast partner. Sheridan moving in. And that is in a spot, and a little collision right there, but looks like a potential injury for the keeper of Algonquin.
I think we'll swap at halftime.
Another look here at the challenge onto the keeper, Perry. Shapilov, again, a good flip over, and yeah, it kind of looks like he just awkwardly went down on his leg. It all happened just so fast. He's still getting checked out, though. This might change the added time that I was thinking.
You already locked in 2 minutes.
No.
Benoit, I'm sorry.
It's not looking good. This is...
We hope the keeper is able to pop back up here. You know, it kind of looked like a knee-on-knee.
Yeah, again,
potentially.
It's really cold for what we've been getting the last couple of weeks here in Southern Ontario. So when you get hit like that, it stings a little bit more than normal.
Oh, goodness, and he's going to be supported off the field. So the starting keeper for Algonquin is got to be down pretty bad, not putting any weight on the... Yeah, it's going to walk off the field here or be supported tremendously while he makes his way off the field. And for Algonquin, next man up in the net. Still waiting, and there. The keeper is just getting laced up right now. Now the
Sosa or Harbor, he comes in, number 9 for the side of the Bruins. And checking in here, Olivier Langlois.
Yeah, Olivier Langlois, second-year player. And this young man's got fantastic hair. He's going to have a fantastic game because this is just such a huge part of the season to have your coach call your name.
Yeah, and you're going to have to get warmed up quickly. You know, you're on the bench, you're sitting, you're not expecting to go into this game, and you get a little bit cold. Yes, you go through pregame warm-ups like the other starting keeper does, just in case this does happen.
But when you're sitting still, Zach,
yeah,
and
it's not fun.
11-degree weather, you tighten up, man.
Well, there's 4 minutes of added time, and I think that was because of the 2 minutes we just had of stoppage for that last play.
Zach, you'll have a chance to redeem yourself in the 90th minute. So it'll be a throw-in for Algonquin, and you got to think for them too. You know, you see your starting keeper go down. That's got to be a little bit of a shock to the system. And this is a team that has leaned on Nicholas Perry almost exclusively. Langlois has had 90 minutes of action, so they did give him one start over the course of the 10-game season. He allowed no goals in that period of time. I mean, over the course of the season, 10 regular season games, only 9 goals against for this Ottawa team. And hauled down, and Algonquin is apoplectic, looking for a call, Zach. And there was a little bit of contact. And I think the appeal doesn't seem to be going well for Algonquin.
Yeah, Mercure, he's trying to appeal the case, but we'll take a look at here, see if he has a point to prove it here. Going through, he's on the breakaway, and it's iffy if he caught the ball as he hit it, but it was close. It was a very close play.
I like the no call based on that replay.
Yeah.
And you know, at this point, Zach, in the season, sometimes you see officials kind of change their ways a little bit and lean a little more into the hang on to the whistle and maybe let the players kind of decide the outcome, right? Especially you get into crunch time. We saw Humber and Seneca in overtime there, and it seemed like, boy, it was going to take a lot to get the officials to make a game-changing whistle. And I think most sports fans kind of like that at this stage of the season.
And I mean, it just allows, you know, it's the common phrase, let the kids play, and that's exactly what it kind of feels like the officials have done so far today. It's just they're letting the two teams go at it in both of these contests, where it's, you know, unless it's a very clearly blatant foul, it's probably not going to get called. It's just, hey, you know, play the game, battle to the very end.
Well, Zach, the one game that Algonquin's backup keeper, Langlois, the one game he did play in and start and complete this year, it was a shutout. He only faced one shot the whole game, so this is going to be interesting to see how well he gels stepping into this role, and that is a close one. That seemed to be right on the goal line. My goodness. Sheridan finding a way to make a stand deep in their own end.
Yeah, that's a huge play by the Bruins. Offside called there on Algonquin, but man, the Bruins make a massive stop. We're going to have another great angle of it right here on our GoPro right behind the net. This almost, I mean almost, wow, saved by the hair right there.
Yeah, give full credit to Sheridan's Nathaniel Susnick, a first-year player who was just right there by way of Assumption High School in Burlington. This young man has stepped in pretty big, and that will do it for the first half. And we are going to see a last little conversation there between Mercure and the head official. But, Zach, a good first half of play and still scoreless.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of what we expected to see coming into it in a halftime where it's 0-0. These two teams leaving it all out on the field. I think, though, you'd give the advantage a little bit to Algonquin. But it should be interesting to see, you know, how this new goalie in Olivier, he gets kind of acclimated and settled into this game.
He has a chance to step in and be the hero. 0-0 our score at halftime. We'll be right back right after this quick break for half number 2 in this second OCAA semifinal we've had here today on the Hawks Sports Network. Stay with us. More action coming up.
very
different than the
technical.
first one.
This game is more technical.
It's less like explosive.
I feel like we'll start seeing more explosiveness in the second half.
Yeah, sometimes they kind of open up after a while, right?
They're like, oh screw it, somebody's got to take a risk.
Get more and more comfortable.
See that one more time, and I got this soda. Bring me boys, they know us. No one can control us. Yeah, baby, tell me what you see.
here heading into the second half as the keeper, starting keeper, who's played most of the season for Algonquin, Nicholas Perry, down with what looked like a pretty significant injury to his right leg. And that's going to bring in the backup keeper and a lot of weight on his shoulders here, Zach.
Yeah, and when Perry landed, it just looked really awkward on his knee. It kind of twisted it up, and he was able to get off the field. He did have some help assisted, putting a little bit of weight on that leg, but not a lot. But, yeah, like we mentioned, it's going to be a really, really big second half here for Olivier Langlois because he's a guy that hasn't really played too much this year. And to start this game off, he came in ice cold. You know, yes, both goalkeepers get to warm up. They get a chance to try to get acclimated to the game. But he then sat for about 30 to 40-ish minutes.
Yeah, like literally just cold, coming in on a chilly day and having to jump right into game action. And so everything being equal now, all teams have just had a break. They go inside to warm up, and maybe that should help him kind of be in the flow of the game a little bit better, not just jumping into a moving vehicle like he had to do in the first half.
The first half, we really saw Algonquin kind of just run away with it, and in the aspect of they just, were just very good offensively and didn't really allow Sheridan to get too many opportunities. The Bruins did push through for a couple of really good chances, but other than that, it was Algonquin really controlling the pace of play.
Sheridan with some tiptoeing in the zone early on here. Early corner kick, and the young man from Holy Trinity High School, Shapilov, is going to boot it away. Shapilov sends it in low. That's going to be headed out. Back on that far wing. Some nice footwork there by the rookie. Now he's pushing it down the side, but he's stripped. And then he'll get charged with the foul. Free kick for Algonquin.
Jaden Mercure, he had a really, really good first half. Some good opportunities to kind of clear up, but unable to drop one into the net. He was also the leading point scorer. We kept highlighting that in the first half, but hold on, Sheridan.
Good battle for the ball. T-Sean Taylor able to feed it to the outside. Algonquin scoops it up and miscued the pass, and that's going to give Sheridan a second chance here. Sheridan pushing it on to the near side of the field now. Giving it to Richard Stewart. Stewart sends it in the middle, cleared up high. And misplayed on the sideline, Zach. It was a chance to either let it just bounce out of bounds, but Sheridan trying to make a play on it and coughing the ball up.
Yeah, just try to get a little bit too fancy right there. We're the Bruins, and now the opposite way, the Wolves are going to try to spring an attack, and look who it is. It's their leading scorer.
Mercure gets on a haul tangled up there, but no whistle. And much like we saw in the first half, probably expect to see the referees kind of not blowing a lot of whistles here on some of those contact plays, just letting this semifinal game be determined by the players.
The thing I'm interested to see is, which team is going to be the one to take the risk first, get a little bit more aggressive on offense or take a step-up play on defense. We saw that, and we saw Humber do it in the first semifinals games where they were the first team to take that chance, and it paid off for them. Now, it'll be interesting to see Algonquin or Sheridan, who's going to be the team to take that first chance and kind of just electrify this game.
Ball cleared out by Seglarski.
It looks like they're just continuously trying to get it through their leading goal scorer, Jaden Mercure. They understand how dynamic his play is, and look at that. He breaks around one defender.
Olivier Langlois, a big opportunity for this Algonquin keeper. Right now it's on the other side. Algonquin forwards trying to push the pace. And a Sheridan defender blows a tire.
So we're going to have a corner kick, I believe, here. And we will. So Algonquin, already early on in the second half, they have an opportunity to try to jump out to a lead here.
Corner kick. It is Jacob Toast. And it's sent in there into the back of the net. The opening goal of the game. 5 minutes into the second half. Scored by the Algonquin Wolves by number 3 on your program, Karim Tosin.
And Tosin just finds the back, runs immediately to the Algonquin cheering section, as he should, because they've been loud all game long. Algonquin, it kind of just felt like a matter of, you know, not if, but when they would score, because they were really, really aggressive offensively in that first half. They couldn't find anything across, and then they get the opportunity here. But look at Sheridan. They're trying to play it quickly here before Algonquin's even set up back on defense.
Yeah, no question. Right back into the mix here.
The Wolves, they're looking to have more history, go to the OCAA Gold and battle Humber like they've done so many times in the past.
Got a shoe on the dance floor right now.
You know, I've always been interested when it comes to soccer cleats, because some of them, they don't have laces on them. That one, it looks like it does, but some of them, they're just, you know, slip-ons, like the good old slip-on Skechers.
Or the BOA hockey skates. Tighten the knob to tie.
Well, a good spot here for Sheridan to try to answer back after that goal was just scored.
Well, it really feels like they are interested in a quick rebuttal, as they really got the play going quickly after that goal. We were still kind of in celebration mode for Algonquin before Sheridan had already put the ball into play. This is right on the doorstep, basically. And set into that wall of Wolf defenders.
And credit the goaltender Langlois. He perfectly lined up his wall. He was telling him to keep on moving. There was one player that thought that they were stationed correctly, and he said, no, I need you to keep on moving a little bit more to this side. And he lined it up perfectly.
Well, Jacob Toast with a fantastic effort there. Tosin with the goal for Algonquin, as they're sitting pretty.
Kept in here by Sheridan.
Good movement as the Bruins checking back into the zone, and that will be a strike on target. Looks like Langlois got a piece of it, and that'll earn Sheridan the corner kick. Before that, let's take a replay of our opening goal of the game. A lot of bodies in front of the net.
Yeah, and diving in front, you see Tosin. Look at this, even a better shot of it on our GoPro. You see him crash into the left side. He dives in, he gets the head to it, and it was just out of the reach of the keeper.
And it was just a couple of Algonquin players that were in the mix, so well positioned.
Again, they're Algonquin trying to play it up the left side to Mercure. Great defensive stop on that left side. Vivolo, he just beautifully stopped that one down. Again, he's been making a big impact defensively on the left back position.
Because I need to adjust this.
Okay.
All for this.
So a little pause in the action here. And a free kick coming in. So we're looking at the net here. That ball comes in and it's up high. Still in some danger. Sheridan motivated to even things back up, but not able to come away with any action there.
Good opportunity, but shutting the door down again was Langlois and that back line on defense. So far Algonquin, they're proving why they were ranked one of the best teams here in the OCAA. Finishing first in that Eastern Conference. They want to go to the finals and have an East versus West matchup.
Here at the Ontario Soccer Centre in Vaughan, the home field of the Humber Hawks. That Humber team is ranked #1 in the nation. How about this as the Sheridan team streaking in? But Humber not only ranked #1, they have also earned themselves a trip to the gold medal game tomorrow, 3 p.m. right here on the Hawks Sports Network. You can catch it. One of these two teams will be their adversary, Zach. That much we know. And right now, Algonquin with the edge at 55 minutes and 55 seconds into the half.
Yeah, and a new substitution coming on here for the side of the Bruins. Brandon Correa, #7, will check on in. Try to make an impact here.
So we've seen some promising signs for the Bruins fans as their team has really responded after they got that goal scored. They have spent a lot of time in the zone. And that is sent high.
Shipalov right there. He unleashed a wicked kick, but it was just a little bit too high. Langlois just watches it go out. And Algonquin, this is kind of where they wanted to be sitting now. They understand, hey, we have the lead. We can still be aggressive, but we don't have to go crazy. They took a risk, and it paid off for them. Now the Bruins, they need to start picking up the pace.
And big collision there. Shapilov for the Bruins hauled down. The defender Oscar Forward also takes a little extra time to get up. Watch out, Mercure was with it on that far end. Here come the Bruins in the middle of the field. On that near wing now.
Throw-in, looks like the Bruins, again, they're picking up the pace here, Matt, and they're really trying to answer back as quickly as they can, but Algonquin, the defense is standing so strong, and then look at this, trying to outsport an attack here.
Yeah, good movement in towards that Sheridan. And just a high attempt there, not going to threaten to grow the lead, but Zach, it's good to see for the Algonquin team a little bit of a counter punch, because after that goal, it's been Sheridan who have been really pushing it into the Algonquin zone. So, again, a little back and forth action here in this big semifinal game.
Yeah, it's what you've wanted to see out of Sheridan. You know, try to answer back and, you know, take some risks here. You're now finally trailing by 1. Got to get a bit more aggressive, and I think that's what the Bruins have started to do. But Algonquin, their defense has been sound.
Stretching it out and giving chases, Ali Sultan, and that's going to be a cross that will roll out of play for a throw-in. So Algonquin getting a little luck there as that ball somehow is not a goal kick. So Sheridan pinned pretty deep in their end. And you see the man doing the throw-in for Sheridan taking a few steps up. The official said, get back in that corner.
They always try to take a couple extra steps.
Well, ball position, field position, so important. And right now it's Algonquin who have pushed the ball in deep. Good physical play there, no call, despite the plight of some Algonquin players and fans.
These two coaches very, very vocal with their squads. We kind of can hear both of them kind of going at it.
And across the field. And that's going to be bobbled for a moment there. As Sheridan, a little bit of a heart-stopping moment, but Nicholas Seglarski able to cover on it. But the last thing Sheridan needs is another goal against. They've already put themselves in a little bit of a tight spot. And Shapalov with the throw-in. And now it's up high and handed out. Algonquin able to clear the zone and maybe get a bit of a drive here with their best offensive weapon on the wing, pushing it. Jaden Mercure. Now nice moves to get in towards the middle, but the Sheridan defenders converge on the ball and take it away.
Good step up by Sheridan on defense. But now you have to transition some of this to the offensive side of the ball.
Call goes to Sheridan as a player is hauled down. Right back on his feet is Matthew Hankowski. And that's going to be teed up here. Sheridan poking away at it, but looks like Algonquin's going to be able to get themselves a little breathing room at the very minimum.
You can hear the coaches for the Bruins yelling switch and just trying to get open field because Algonquin, they just keep kind of congesting up every lane.
So Algonquin is not happy with the call, but looks like a free kick is coming up. A member of the Bruins is on the grass right now. So good to see the Sheridan player back on his feet. So right there, you got the Oakville kid, number 14, the rookie, Andrew Shapalov. Shout out to HT. And alongside his teammate there, so they'll see which player ultimately tees off.
Hankowski. Shout out to Philip Pocock.
Wow, this is quite the moment between you, Zach.
This is quite the moment.
High school alumni coming together. This is the bridge. But for Sheridan, what they need is the equalizer. That's up high in a spot, but off the mark, and a goal kick coming.
Working around here, it'll be Langlois, who again, since coming into the game, he's transitioned into well. He's already made some big-time saves. He's made some big-time play calls as well for his team. As again, Algonquin, they are currently up by 1, and they're looking to hold for the next 30-ish minutes. Maybe extend it.
Karam Tosin was the goal scorer for the Wolves, but they've gotten a lot of goals from number 17. He just passed it off, and that's right into the breadbasket of Seglarski. Connor David, not to be confused with Connor McDavid, who I believe plays soccer for the Edmonton Oilers.
Interesting how a couple of letters can change a person completely. Just two.
Situation. Here comes the Bruins. Richard Stewart carrying it in, looking for a centering pass. All kinds of Wolf defenders packed up there and closed off the lane. Algonquin looking to stretch the field. Ooh, almost a little miscue. Andrew Wojdat helping to clear things out. For Sheridan, you got number 15 and number 16, Alex and Nicholas Wojdat. Twin brothers, both standing 6'2" in their first year of OCAA soccer. The Sedin twins of OCAA men's soccer. Ooh, the Bruins want a handball, and
I don't know if that hit the hand or if it hit something else.
it looks like it might have hit a slightly more sensitive area, as that athlete looks to be in some pain.
That's never a fun place to get hit. It's not fun whatsoever.
Keeper Langlois is going to set things up in the box, in the crease, I should say, to tee it off. But we're still going to have the trainer come out. The injured, well, maybe not injured, but hurting Algonquin Wolf player is down, and unfortunately they have yet to invent a training practice to help that young man right now. He's just going to have to play the waiting game.
And I want to go back just to a couple minutes ago where Karim Tosin, he made a fantastic defensive play on the player that was breaking in, Richard Stewart. And I mean, Tosin, he scored the goal earlier on, and he just makes that fantastic defensive play to shut down Stewart, who was crashing into the box. Had a one-on-one with the keeper.
So that's going to be good news for the Algonquin Wolf player, who's going to step off for a moment. So in his place, number 2, Ala Mahfouz, a first-year player, is popping in.
Substitution for Algonquin Wolves. Coming in as number 2, Ala Mahfouz for number 24, Christian.
So it was number 24, Christian Aviles Molina, who has to check out. We'll hopefully see him back in if he's recovered shortly.
And hopefully he does. Good back and forth here. And again, transitioning, trying to get to Stewart, running down the side. Interesting to note, Richard Stewart marked down as a goaltender and a defender, but they have him up on the rush here.
Yeah, it's kind of versatility I can get behind. The Shohei Ohtani of the OCAA. We're making all kinds of.
These are some great references you're throwing out here, partner. Cross off Connor McDavid, cross off the Sedin twins, Ohtani. Just wait till we get a football reference in there. I was trying to think of a player, but couldn't think of one off the top of my head.
See what this game presents us for inspiration. But right now, Zach, getting into the last 21 or 20 minutes of regulation. So for Sheridan, all of a sudden the clock is becoming less and less friendly. They find themselves down 1 in this OCAA semifinal game. Will we get the Algonquin Wolves, the team from Ottawa, the nation's capital region, the 6-1-3, on the gold medal brick road to go face the Humber Hawks? Or is it going to be the crosstown rival Sheridan Bruins taking on Humber in that gold medal game tomorrow at 3 o'clock?
And I think either way, it'll be great competition because when you look at it, Sheridan, the only team that was able to come draw the Humber Hawks on the year, Algonquin is just a team that Humber has battled with for so many years. The East and West Division.
Coming out is number 9, Sosa Harbor, and coming in is number 23.
There's a substitution coming in here. Number 23, Pamir Nawabi. He will be checking in.
So free kick. Look at some of the fans here watching on. And you see from the blankets and the jackets, it is a chilly one out here today. It's going to be the same tomorrow on the gold and bronze medal games. And that's a quick save there. Oh my goodness, Seglarski coming up huge for Sheridan.
That is what you like to say, like, that is a massive save by Seglarski. I mean, that was a booming kick off of the foot of number 8, Alessandro Violo. But, wow, what a save. And to get the own rebound is just immaculate in its own.
And we'll have another goal kick coming up. So far, so good for the Algonquin keeper that had to step in due to an injury to the starting keeper. So Olivier Langlois has been the dude here for much of the first half and all of the second thus far.
Mercure just called offside right there, got a little bit over anxious, trying to run down that one.
Unfortunately for Algonquin, it was an injury to Nicholas Perry. So
look at this save, though. That is
wow,
a massive save.
Yeah, on the other end, the keeper for Sheridan has been making plays like that. You know, Seglarski, Zach, didn't really get much of the playing time or saw. Wait, before we circle back on that, take a look. This is one of the most dangerous weapons, actually the most dangerous offensive player for the Wolves. And he sets up his teammate, and number 22 for this Algonquin team pops it in the back of the net. Connor David, 2-0 lead for the Wolves.
Yeah, and we saw that connection happen earlier. Mercure just elects to pass it off, and Connor David finishes it off. How about that, though? That is just a fantastic play. That just shows also tons of leadership by Mercure. He notices that it didn't work the first time, but David got a really good kickoff. So he does it once more. And Connor David, we were chatting about him earlier. He gets the goal, and Algonquin, they double up their lead 2-0.
Well, he was set up brilliantly by his teammate, Jaden Mercure. Mercure is second in the OCAA in scoring with 9 goals. And he's also tied for second in assists. So, you know, we've seen number 17 in white get it done in both respects. And that time, the assist and just a great finish by Connor David, the Hawkesbury player, and just able to really have his team sitting pretty here in this semifinal. got to imagine, Zach, the sense of urgency for Sheridan now is through the roof. 2-goal deficit and only just over 15 minutes of regulation to work with. So for Algonquin, they had Alessandro Vivolo momentarily out of the game. He's right back in and making an impact. Number 8 in the mix. He had to get his equipment fixed, it appeared, and Algonquin now back at full strength.
It also looked like Nathaniel Susik for the side of Sheridan. He was standing on the side here. He also had to kind of hop off really quick, and then he just entered back into the game as well. But how big is that secondary goal for the side of the Wolves, Mr. Hamill? When you look at just where this game is and how it's been played out, the Wolves have been so aggressive on offense and just holding a tight ship on defense.
Yeah, Zach, and even with a backup keeper in the net for this Algonquin team, their starter this game going down with injury, the Bruins just haven't even tested him that much, and that's usually that kind of advice. Oh my goodness, a beautiful goal, and hey, he just got some assist in the previous play. Now back to his scoring ways as Jaden Mercure scores a beauty and puts his team up 3-0.
Jaden Mercure, I mean, we kept talking about his offensive production and how he's looking offensively. Oh my, that was a strike from the corner of the box. Mercure, he's given up 2 opportunities like that already in the game for Connor David, and now he just puts that one to bed. That was an electrifying shot. Algonquin jumped out to a big 3-0 lead here.
Yeah, just able to go from 0 to 100. And that play developed quickly and just an absolutely beautiful strike. So that's the kind of output you hope to get in the semifinal from your offensive leader all season. And in just a span of a few minutes, Mercure tees up a beautiful assist for his teammate, Connor David, to pop it in. And then Mercure with a goal of his own just a few minutes later. And this game now is looking like Algonquin have done perhaps all they need to do to punch their ticket to go play Humber tomorrow. Any hope of a comeback, Sheridan needs to get on that horse and start getting some balls on net.
You can hear the Bruins players communicating, yelling to one another, just trying to get some offense here. You got to strike for at least one in the next couple of minutes if you are the Bruins. You know, it's a tough mountain to climb. You're down 3-0.
Zach, this is a Sheridan team who only allowed 8 goals over the course of 10 regular season games, and 3 allowed here today. And that just maybe highlights, as good as Sheridan is defensively, how volatile the Algonquin scoring can be. And you know, for the Humber Hawks team that is going to the gold medal game, they're going to be closely watching this one. And if it does appear to be Algonquin making their way to that gold medal game, boy, they're going to be strategizing on how to contain number 17 in white, as Mercure has had a fantastic semifinal here.
Yeah, he's really kind of been the spark plug on offense for this Algonquin Wolves team, and that's kind of what we expected. When you look at the stats, when you look at kind of how the season is laid out with the Algonquin Wolves, Mercure he's been that player for them the entire way through, and again, just continuously proving it day after day and game after game.
Good stretch pass. Algonquin maybe going to pour on some more offense here and just sent a little high. Goodness gracious, that was another dynamite chance, and I think that was Gershon Dupuis.
Well, he hit there's 3 metal poles right behind the net. He hit that pole. If he was a little bit lower, he probably would have hit the crossbar, but wow, what a strike.
Well, if you hit one of those poles behind the net, that usually means you weren't far off target. A collision there, and whistle charged against the Algonquin Wolves. Okay, let's take a quick look. Our replay here on the Hawks Sports Network. The second goal of the game, giving Algonquin that 2-0 lead. The setup from Mercure to David.
What a strike that was. And this is probably the highlight of the game. Look at this. Right into the top right corner.
Coming in for Sheridan is number 21, Diego Sheridan.
The Sheridan team making some substitutions. Out of the game is number 17, Deshaun Taylor. Into the game, number 21, Diego Sheridan, who plays for Sheridan College.
Yeah, how about that? Destiny, if you may add.
I heard that's why they scouted him. No, I'm just kidding.
Just for the name.
And a close chance there is we'll see if any of the Bruins, including Sheridan, a great young student athlete, can make something happen here. They need a spark. Less than 10 minutes to go in regulation, Zach. Don't know how much extra time might be added on.
It might not be that much when you think about it, because this second half has just flown by. I think we've had maybe one kind of minor stoppage, so I'm going to stick with my 2 minutes. But, oh, here we go.
Zach, you locked in 2 minutes?
That's unfair. That's unfair. Player goes down for the side of the Wolves, and that's a scary look. That's Connor David right there.
Yeah, so the official is going to take the time here to have a word. Not quite sure what happened to David, if it was just a collision at the point of attack. Well, Zach, it seems like your luck is running out. All your predictions on the amount of extra time added. And then
I should have cashed out when the option was given.
And good to see the injured Wolf back on his feet. So Connor David, who scored the second goal of the game, number 22, walks off on his own power. And there was that second goal right there, as it just found the inside of that post. And it's quite the celebration from Connor David.
He had a pretty good one. He just hops over the corner kick pole. Pretty good vertical if you think about it. Got over that.
It seemed like he had plan A, which was jump over the thing. I don't know if he had thought about the
landing.
After that was sort of freewheeling it.
I'd say I'd give him an 8 for the initial jump and maybe a 3 for the landing.
But give him full points for a big goal. And Zach, if it's going to be this Algonquin team heading to the gold medal game tomorrow against Humber, boy, we have an absolute doozy of an OCAA gold final.
First in the West versus first in the East. If it continues that way, and the trend of how this game is going so far, it looks like that will be the OCAA final. But, oh, man, it's been so good so far.
That was a good kick right there.
Battling. How about this battle? Vivalo, I mean, wow, look at that. In the corner, we talked about him earlier in the game where he was been such a presence on defense, and he does it once more, number 8 in white. And the ball, it's like a magnet right now to Jaden Mercure. It's always finding him. He's always trying to break through. Oh, had a chance right there.
Sheridan looking to break in on that far side. Some good foot speed here. Carrera.
It's going to be a free kick and a really good spot here for the Bruins. Again, you got to try to get one on the board if you're Sheridan. It's getting very, very tough as the time dwindles down. And again, like I said, my lock-in for the extra time is at 2 minutes. So if you think about it, if I'm correct, we don't know that, it would be roughly 6 to 8 minutes left of time in this game.
Math checks out.
Math is hard. Math is a very, very hard subject.
Say that again.
Not my
Free
strong suit.
kick here, Zach. This is up high and in the back of the net. So Sheridan is going to get right after it here, as Sheridan able to find their first goal of the game, and no time to celebrate. It is all business here. 2 more to go with about just under 8 minutes conceivably, of time left to go.
And that's the right step in the direction for the Sheridan Bruins. You get one as quickly as you can. Now it's a 2-goal deficit. You still have some time to work with, roughly about 5.5 minutes to be exact. So if you're the Bruins, you just got to continue to fight. But the Algonquin Wolves, I think they feel like that opportunity, that shouldn't have even happened with how well they've been playing, and that call right there. For the Bruins, number 20, Ali Assad is going to check back on in. Players are getting a little bit anxious here for the side of the Bruins as time continues to count down. Ali Assad, he gets set up, and here we go. So this is going to be an interesting finish, partner. Look at this. They're already trying to get right back to Mercure.
Yeah, and for the Wolves, if they can just stretch the ball out, pin it into that Sheridan side, I mean, that's going to be really a recipe for success. And right here, good to see number 22 already back in the game. Maybe we'll see another goal celebration from Connor David as he throws in a yellow card-worthy slide tackle, and the officials are going to wave in the trainer, but not going to be needed. The player's up.
Well, the ref called the trainer out to check on number 20, Ali Assad, but the players, they want to go quick because they understand they don't have a lot of time left to work with, so they're trying their very, very best.
A lot of heart from Assad, not wanting to anything to slow down this comeback effort. We know a lot of members of Ali Assad Nation watching on the YouTube page. Shout out. Let's see if this Bruins team can mount a comeback. And well played defensively there as Algonquin putting it into a safer zone.
And this is all they've been doing, is just playing it very, very smart on defense. It was that one kind of miscue mistake where they allowed that free kick on the far side. But other than that, Algonquin has played a sound, solid defensive game. Time dwindling down, partner. We just have 3 more minutes.
Will it be the team from the 613 represented in the gold final, or is it going to be a battle of the 416 area code? If Sheridan can come back. And look at that, another Sheridan goal scored. And Zach, we are getting right into what could be a classic finish. Oh my goodness.
Well, how is this one gonna end?
Sheridan fans, your second goal is here by number 21, Diego Sheridan.
So one more look. My goodness. And again, no time to dilly-dally, Zach. It is get that ball set, and the clock is the enemy. You see 2 minutes left in regulation.
And maybe 2-3 minutes in stoppage, but this is coming down to the wire. It was a 3-0 game just moments ago. The Sheridan Bruins, they are not going down quietly. This has been an absolute electric final 5. They scored in the 84th minute, just about halfway through. I said it, if they wanted to come back, they needed to strike then and there and continue their offensive pressure. That's exactly what they're doing here. 88 minutes and counting.
And look at this as Mercure will slow down. And now it's going to be the Wolves chewing up some precious clock right now.
But look how aggressive Sheridan is being. They're sending 3 almost to the ball carrier every single time, but perfectly executed right now by Algonquin. You just got to play keep away.
Yeah, so far so good on that front. And again, it's kind of different type of ball control that you can employ right here. And you see this is not a whole lot of motivation to get a chance on net. Algonquin look like they are killing the clock.
So we're going to have substitutions coming on here, and for the side of Algonquin, it's going to be number 19, Bardi Ramani, coming on.
Coming in for Algonquin is number 19, Bardi Ramani.
So, partner, we're 30 seconds away from stoppage time. Again, we haven't been told how much extra time is going to be added on. I'm sure we will find out momentarily, and it looks like somebody on the bench for the side of the Bruins just got a yellow card. We've been hearing the officials kind of go back and forth, telling these teams, telling these coaches, you guys got to sit on the bench. You can only have one standing. We're just patiently waiting to see here how much extra time is going to be added. We are now in the 90th minute. In this game, it has been electrifying. Looks like the sign's going up. It's going to be 4 minutes of extra time added. Ooh. So down to the wire, this game is going to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like that decision. Give me as much more of this game as you can. This is getting red hot here at the finish. We saw overtime needed in that Humber-Seneca game earlier today. Will we need an extra frame? Can we get a 3-3 tie here in just a few moments?
And just look how much pressure Sheridan puts on the ball carrier of the back line. Algonquin, you've been playing strong defense so far. This is the moment where you need to play your best defense because Sheridan is putting an all-out attack here, trying to get this in the last 4 minutes of this game.
And one of the Twins with some good movement here. Alex Wojdat hands it off into the middle. Now, pass to the outside.
This is just kicked to the box.
Up high, could be in a dangerous area if it finds the right gap. And now it's pinned into the outside. The other Wojdat brother with it. And he sends it into the middle. Defenders for Algonquin get a piece of it. Trying to clear it, taking a little too long. Yeah, hesitation, but Wojdat making his way in. That's Nicholas with the hustle.
And this is so smart. You take it to the corner, and if it goes out of play by the Sheridan player, you have all the time in the world. But Sheridan actually gets the throw in.
But they're going to have to push it up quick. You know, all eggs are in the defensive basket for Algonquin right now. Oh.
Sheridan, they are working this around here. They understand that it's coming down to the wire. If they want to get something, it's now or never. So this is not good for the Bruins. A penalty against them. The Wolves are taking their time, and as time is slowly dwindling down, you know, players get a little antsy, a little bit too aggressive, and that's what we're kind of seeing a little bit from Sheridan.
Another.
But again, the ref is over talking to the bench. I think he might have just issued another yellow card. And if that's the case, things are getting a little bit stiffy here for Sheridan.
Yeah, it's coming right down to the wire.
Yellow card was presented to Sheridan Bruins assistant coach with extra time.
This just gets booted down.
And that's what Algonquin wanted to do, flip the field. A little bit of room to work with. Mercure.
And this is smart for Mercure. He's just trying to go straight to the corner.
Take it as far as you can in the longest possible route.
Sheridan get the ball, though.
And this could be, again, one of our final chances. A quick substitution coming in. Algonquin will be sending in number 15, Claude Billingiro.
Coming in is number 15, Claude Billingiro.
Billingiro is checking in.
Well, we should be coming to close to the end of this extra time. Sheridan will have a throw on the far side.
I thought it was
might be a free
kick.
Just kind of waiting to see it. No, I think it'll be the throw-in. That's exactly what it is.
Well, right now is the time for Sheridan to get some movement, and oh no. Oh no. And a red card issued to the Bruins number 20, and now a little extra shove. And I mean, this is the last thing Sheridan needs as a team right now. I mean, they have a chance to make their way up the field. Unfortunate play there to commit the foul. That automatically gave the nice spot to the Wolves.
Red card was presented to Sheridan's number 20.
But some real discipline issues at the end of the game have cost Sheridan what looks like it could have been quite the storybook comeback.
Yeah, and that's just a
Wow, down a
heartbreaker.
man.
Heartbreaker. It looks like to be the finish of it, the ref, and we're just kind of patiently waiting now to see the end. And that'll do it.
That's all, folks. Woof, woof. The Wolves have made their way to the gold medal round. They surpassed the Sheridan Bruins despite a late comeback from the Toronto team. It's going to be the team from the nation's capital heading to the gold medal game tomorrow, taking on the home field Sheridan Bruins. Sheridan will go off and square up against the Seneca Sting in the bronze medal game, but partner Algonquin and Sheridan, two of the most storied franchise, Algonquin and Humber, two of the most storied franchises in OCAA men's soccer history, meeting up tomorrow on HSN.
Yeah, and it should be an electrifying match. These two teams, they've matched up so many times over the years for gold medals in the OCAA, and I'm sure tomorrow it will be another instant classic.
Well, this game was a fun one. Thank you for watching with us here. That is it for the semifinal round. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock is the bronze medal game right here on HSN. 3 o'clock, it's going to be Algonquin and Humber squaring off in a heavyweight men's soccer bout. For everyone here at the Hawks Sports Network, my broadcast partner Zach Benoit and myself, Matt Hamill, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the hardware day.